Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, and today's story time is kind of a gross one, but, it fits on the Halloween theme, so I figured, why the fuck not? So I'm going to hop right into it. This story time takes place probably 2 years ago now, and my friend was hosting a Halloween party. Let's call this friend Ray. I believe we've mentioned him here and there. And Ray was the guy who he had a really big house, or his parents did. And so his house was kind of like the spot, right? It was a little out of the way because it's like the farthest away from everyone, but it was a big house. His parents were perfectly fine with having everyone over whenever he wanted, pretty much. So his house was the spot, right? It was where we'd usually hang out. And so that's usually where we would throw parties because his parents didn't care and it was a big space and we could just have a bunch of people over. So that's where we'd usually do that. And so this one year we decided we were going to have a Halloween party. And so me and my friend, who we'll call him Ben, we went over a couple days early to help decorate the house. We got everything ready. It was looking pretty damn spooky. We got this severed head on a chain that we hung up on top of the foosball table. We called him Francis. We gave him a backstory. He works in finance. That's his entire backstory. He doesn't get anything else. And we made the house look pretty Halloween-y. We built a playlist for the party. And then we kind of just hung out. It was a good time. And for one of the decorations, we actually made this was the same day. We made a silhouette. We made an invisible man. But in order to do it, we had to wrap my one friend up with a bunch of saran wrap and clear tape and all that. And basically make his shape out of saran wrap. It was really funny. And so we made all that. We made the decorations. Everything was set. And finally the day came and it was time for the party. So we all show up. Everyone's in costume. We're having a good time. And what ends up happening is Ray's dad introduces this game to us. He's like, hold on, you guys. I got this really fun game we're going to play. You guys want to play? He doesn't really tell us what it is. And we're like, sure, why not? And the first game, he pulls out two, actually. The first game he pulls out, he sits everyone in a circle. And then he puts this large paper bag in the center of the circle. And he said, okay, you're going to go around in a circle and, take turns. And you're going to try and, take a piece of the bag without using your hands. You got to do it with your mouth. We're like, what the fuck? And so everyone takes turns. And, it gets harder and harder because the bag gets smaller and smaller and closer to the floor. And you can't fall over is one of the rules as well. So that's difficult. So that's fun, especially with a bunch of teenagers. My one friend, call him Steven. He tried to get it. He was trying to impress this chick that was at the party. It was kind of unnecessary. She definitely also liked him at the time. Long story, not going to get into it. But he was trying to impress her, I think, and he tried to do it, and he ended up basically flying across the entire room. And it was really funny. So he did that, and shortly after that, the game was over because it was unachievable. It was actually impossible. Then it was time for the next game, and this is where the story really kicks it into gear 2, I guess. But so my friend's dad brings out this giant speaker. We're like, okay. And he starts playing Thunderstruck by AC/DC. We've all heard that song. Everyone knows how that goes. And I forget exactly how the song went. I know how the song went. I forget how the rules of this game went. But basically, on a pretty frequent occasion in the song, it was on a certain beat or something, you'd have to drink. And you'd have 2 cups, and then while you were drinking one, the other one was getting filled and stuff like that. And you just had to keep going until you couldn't anymore. And it was pretty rough. A couple people were playing this game, and after not too long, I think we got about halfway through the song, something like that. I was just watching. I think I might have a couple videos somewhere. I'm not going to put them in the video, though, because I don't have everyone who's at that party's permission. But eventually, they just run, across the kitchen to the back door onto the balcony and just, vomit off the balcony. So many people did at the exact same time. It was actually pretty disgusting to hear all the vomit noises. But yeah, everyone was just vomiting off the side of this balcony. There was like at least like 6 people just like in a line, just like blowing chunks down the side of this house. Pretty disgusting. Also kind of funny though. And my friend's dad is kind of just laughing to himself, killing himself laughing. He's having a good time. He thinks it's funny. A couple of us think it's funny. But yeah, that was the end of that. Nobody really wanted to try after that. It was kind of over with. So the rest of the party was pretty normal. My one friend kept sort of like sneaking off to the bathroom to drink for some reason. I'm not certain why that was what he did, but he did, and that was a choice he made. And yeah, everyone sort of ended up leaving, not too late, but not too early either. Me and my group of friends just stayed over at my friend's house, as we often did after parties, and kind of just hung out, did our thing, as we usually do. Probably jumped on the trampoline, played video games, and fell asleep at an abrupt time. You know, regular shit. That's pretty much the story time, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new. Is it just me, or I've noticed recently so many of these story time videos are like the same length, and it's so weird. So many of them are like 5 or 6 minutes, and that is it. And it's kind of weird because a lot of the gameplay clips I have for these right now are like way longer, and it's really weird to cut them. So that's fun, but it's always like the same length of like story, and it's really strange. But I guess I just added some runtime with that whole rant, so I'll continue with the outro. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I've noticed a lot of growth in the channel, guys. We're at 73 subscribers now, last time I checked. That's awesome. To every single one of you watching this, thank you so much. I love you. You're awesome. And yeah, that's going to be all from me, you guys. Stay awesome. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.